There is but one path to success, a path only taken by those who are willing to leave everything on the field, by those who don't mind having sweat beads running down their foreheads, by those who choose to run an extra mile, by those who seek to outdo themselves day after day, by those for whom pain is just a simple reminder that they can do better, a voice of encouragement that tells them that there is no victory without a battle, by those for whom it is never too early or too late to work out. Now, TAPS is here for you. It doesn't matter if you live this passion either inside or outside the court. With our hands, we will be capable of inspiring and transforming the sport we love. Take part in this new era where simply connecting is as nearly important as playing. Together, we can write this new chapter. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of our effort, of our ongoing quest to become better every day. Today, you are holding unlimited power, the power to customize your passion and tailor it to your needs, the power to build and shape your environment, to become our tennis revolution main character.
Hello everybody out there in tennis land. Today we're going to talk about technological innovation. Technological innovation to bring the tennis business and tennis organizations into the same place where most businesses and organizations have already been for quite some time in this 21st century. We're going to address the single most important issue in tennis today. This issue was reflected in the name and in the actual theme name of the International Tennis Federation World Conference of 2021. The theme was innovating to drive participation. This is the same fundamental issue that also Craig Tilley, the Australia tennis CEO, noted in his interview with Fernando Segal in his TBD talk. He said, tennis has the worst retention record of any sport. Why do so many players drop? He asked. He noted, they're not finding what they want. Like, look here. Empty courts, right? Beautiful Santa Barbara, California, perfect weather, spring weather, inexpensive city parks. This is not an expensive place. Where are the players? This is a perfect example of this lack of participation issue everyone is talking about. This is a city park. It's not a private tennis club. If you live here, you are within 5 to 10 minutes. You have thousands of families and children that can be here to play. There is an online court reservation system that is widely used, and yet the courts are empty. Why? Players, instructors, even the courts are simply not visible to one another. They just can't see each other. They don't know where they are. So the people that actually come here and play have been coming for a long time. There are small groups of people who know each other. They're friends. But there's no means to increase participation. No way for learners or beginners to find matches, or even experienced players to find compatible matches. The customers, the players, are just not being well served. They have no easy access. You are customers. The tennis players are not coming, or you are leaving or not staying because participation is not easy or even welcoming in tennis. Let's focus first on you, the customer of tennis. You, like me, the everyday tennis player, we're hundreds of millions of grassroots tennis players, not talking about the elite or professional players. They have an ecosystem of their own. They are at the top of the food chain. So they have a different situation. But you and I, of every ranking level, learning, experienced, recreational, competition player, club or community group player, yeah, you. For you, Like me, tennis is a passion. Perhaps it's even a lifestyle, a very important part of your personal life, your family life, like it has been for me, or perhaps even your business life. And we have two very important things in common. First of all, we all would like to play tennis just like Rafa Nadal, or perhaps Serena Williams. Another thing we have in common is we want to play more tennis. In this really cool conference that Fernando Segal and his team of people have created for us, you will be learning a lot about a lot of amazing new technology innovations dedicated to helping you improve your tennis game, to make you the next Rafa Nadal or the next Serena Williams. Me and my team, we're here to talk to you about TennisAppSuite. We're here to share with you our technology innovation, which is designed to enable you to play more tennis, to create more tennis match opportunities, for you to be joining recreational and social challenge ladders, leagues, tournaments, be that with players of your own club, your own group, your own neighborhood, your city, and even anywhere around the world. How? How are we going to do this? What we're going to make available to you, it is like the Airbnb and Uber of tennis. Yes, we're going to make visible to you what right now you just cannot see. Players that are compatible with you, players that can play at your level, on your schedule, and so that you can all just play more tennis. We're also going to examine why this tennis technology innovation is here for you. Why me? Why have I created TennisAppSuite? I am a grassroots tennis player, just like many hundreds of millions of you around the world. I am a lifestyler, a tennis lifestyler. And I have been playing tennis for several decades now. But my day job is I am a business computing solutions provider. That's hard to say in one sentence, but that's what I do. What I do is I analyze human labor work deficiencies and inefficiencies that are obstructing good workflow in business organizations. I went around the world for many years doing just that, designing software solutions to improve business processes and ultimately productivity and profits. I will give you an example of that. In the 70s, I know it's been a while, but in the 70s, I led a team of people, of engineers and technicians, looking to improve the traffic throughput, the efficiency with which ships were transiting through the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal Company needed to improve its income, it needed to improve efficiencies of process, and so we were engaged in that project. So we created a software solution. And the result of that software solution that was, when implemented, it actually increased 30% plus the throughput, which means the number of ships that actually went through the canal in the same period of time. So that's an example of the power of good computing software solutions. Here's a little more history for you. Some years ago, my son Marco and I learned to play tennis. Actually, we taught each other to play tennis. He, of course, was much better than me, still is. But we loved tennis. And we actually got into a number of father-son tournaments here in town. We loved it. So much that we got really involved with it, and later we organized the family team tennis as a community tennis association. We garnered the support of the USTA Southern California and the support of the Lane Mast and Billie Jean King. Did you know, for example, that 7 out of 10 top 200 world tennis champions come from tennis playing families. You know them probably better than they. So, of course, when we started the family team tennis, we experienced great success. We began to have tournaments all over the California and other states. But, and here's the big but, our success was our own downfall. It was a problem because we simply could not handle all the paperwork, the logistics, the administration necessary to create, maintain, support events everywhere. We were overwhelmed. So we needed to think of another way of doing this. This is when me, the software architect, I began to think of a better way to do this. A better way to do the business side of the sport of tennis. And so this is where we are now. TennisAppSuite is now here for you and for me. It has taken several years because it had to be a comprehensive solution. We wanted to have integrated applications where if you do a court reservation, that is going to permeate through all of your other activities, leagues, ladders, tournaments, okay, without having to re-enter data all over again. Plus, it had to be mobile, software as a service delivered in your mobile phone, in the hands of people that spend very little time in front of computers, or at least try not to spend much time in front of computers. We're going to use it to now rekindle the family team tennis. Now as a global virtual tennis club with sales all around the world. And now we're also excited to share it with you. TennisAppSuite for you to transform, to monetize more your tennis business, to make it and take it to amazing new levels of excitement for you and your players.
As an amateur tennis player, Cesar noticed the way in which most clubs operated and realized that they were all creating an unbelievable wear and tear on manpower.
Tennis players seem to be almost like abandoning tennis clubs, tennis organizations, because it's so difficult to get people to play with it. Tennis is one of those sports that it's very finicky. You need to have people with the right schedule, with the right level of competition. So it becomes difficult to find people to play with. So participation is really in direct proportion to how visible are other players, how easily you can engage with them. I felt for a while that we needed something like Airbnb or Uber. These are apps that make visible what is previously invisible, whether it be rooms to stay for a night or a ride if you're needing transportation. And also, one of the issues that we're faced with is tennis providers are just not making enough money to really promote and promote themselves to increase participation. So those are the issues that I saw as a tennis player, as a club amateur tennis player. And because I'm a software designer and I've done I've taken this kind of challenges before in other industries, I felt that something needed to be done. And that's where I think TennisAppSuite came to be.
And it's very related what happened in tennis, because 95% of the clubs for all over the world are using only a paper in some way, a membership card to book the court, to understand without to understand the customer.
I grew up playing football, soccer, right? Probably like you. And the reason I love soccer is because it was available to me. As a child, I had a ball, and when I didn't have one, somebody in my neighborhood had a ball, and somebody played soccer with me anytime almost. Okay, that is what I want to see with tennis. There's no reason why it should not. Rackets have become less and less expensive, really, and there's a lot of recyclable rackets that need to be recycled. There's a lot of balls that need to be put to use elsewhere.
I see TennisAppSuite essentially democratizing tennis, so making it a very easy process for everyone to be equally and fairly involved, independent of the financial or economic situation of the individual. I think TennisAppSuite will make it available for more and more people around the world to play tennis at a more flexible kind of schedule, on a more flexible schedule, I guess. Certainly an opportunity to allow more people to run leagues and ladders and tournaments of all kinds of sizes and descriptions, really, because it makes it more easy for them to run it. There's less paperwork, there's less administration, coordination. There's less headaches, really, with organizing leagues and ladders and tournaments. It's almost like making notes in a computer versus writing them on a piece of paper. It's not only very old-fashioned, but it's very time-consuming, because you essentially have the notes on paper and you still need to transcribe them into a computer. Maybe there is a place for some notes, but at the end of the day, if you can work directly with a computer version of what you're doing, it's probably much quicker, much easier to fix, much easier to update, and that's the case with every kind of computer assisted software. So TAPS will be no different in that sense. It will be much more economic, much more viable, much more efficient than redoing and reworking stuff in a time-consuming and labor-intensive fashion.
For me, it is embarrassing to ask people to play. I'm always afraid they're going to say, no, go away. You're not at my level. I don't even know you. So it's difficult to get people to play with you. So one of the things I immediately thought that TennisAppSuite should do is create a list of players, a database, that have said, I am a level 3 or level 4. I'm willing to play one level up, one level down. And my time availability is I can play on Fridays from 6 to 8, Saturdays from 9 to 12. So now I go into the database and I find people that have my same parameters, and they have already checked that they will accept my invitation. So no cringe factor, no embarrassment. So you're kind of entitled to ask people to play with you. They're not doing you a favor. You're now part of a community of people that are glad to play and find each other and play with each other.
I think TennisAppSuite is just going to be very convenient and really maybe be able to revolutionize the tennis industry, and also be useful for spec tennis in that you can build basically a virtual tennis club that has all these different features. And so somebody starts playing spec tennis and they can connect with other spec tennis players in their area. And then coaches and ambassadors can start running spec tennis leagues and tournaments directly off the app. So it's kind of this all-in-one solution that really builds a community virtually. And then hopefully these people can meet in person as well.
How is it possible that so many things are still being done manually? Tennis is coming into technology, kicking and screaming. And I'll give you one good example. After Mr. Hawkins developed the Skyhawk, right? It took another 7 years of the technology being available for the powers in the major world tournaments to say, all right, we're going to use the Hawkeye. 7 years. Can you imagine that?
One of the key aspects to remark about what Cesar is doing is that it's very important to understand that he is changing a paradigm. Bringing the app is giving the possibility to many people to organize, to create a development plan using the app, TennisAppSuite, like a way to create better organization, more resources to apply in tournaments, and many things that you can use. When you do that, you can give more opportunities. And of course, if you compare what happened with my master coach, was the same. He was thinking in a different parameters, in terms of the thinking way, and he creates something which is already there because he understood how to teach with topspin, but also creating an environment that everyone can learn more and to develop in better ways. And I think Cesar is doing the same. He's giving most of the tennis people a tool, a resource, which can give to many others the chance to develop themselves in terms of the tennis environment and create growth, which is very important.
Academies, they don't think about expanding their tennis shops into an e-store, which is creating and converting their tennis service brand channel out further. In other words, they just seem to stay in their little area with the way that they do it, but yet they don't see the possibilities, for example, that a app like TennisAppSuite can create. What it allows the academy to still, any academy in the world, it allows them to still operate in the way that they're used to operating, but now it goes to this. And every part of the tennis community, every student athlete, every team member knows exactly what is going on. So what does that do? It just makes the whole tennis schedule much more time efficient, okay? When in every academy or wherever you are, students have to go to somebody that either has an Excel sheet, they have an iPad, or they have a big dry erase board. It's a waste of time. Let all the students know that are coming out at 8 o'clock, the 60 students. I can pick it up in the morning. I know who my coach is. I know exactly which court I'm going to. And oh, by the way, I've got a 4 o'clock match scheduled. My scores are going to be on here and my parents can see it too. Now the tennis instructors are a part of that. And it shows that the instructors are really paying more attention to the student athletes. And I think the tennis app is going to be very popular, so much so that I really believe that the founders will be able to build in those little extras to tweak it really to almost any academy's needs.
I see nothing but excitement. I see growth. I see little children around the world, like I said before, little children around the world playing tennis just as much and with just as much joy as I grew up playing soccer, football, right? Tennis is a lifetime sport. And one of the things about tennis is you always think that you can do a little bit better the next time. So I joined ladders, leagues, and tournaments, but I could not notice but to help that in tennis, there's an awful lot of inefficiencies. People are not using technology to manage the sport of tennis, the events, the getting people together. Most events are the results of complex manual work and logistics. So there had to be a better way. I thought maybe somebody was going to do it, but at the end of the day, it looked like it was not getting done. So I decided to go ahead and take on that opportunity with that experience and with that vision in mind.
It is what defines TAPS, but what it really does is to connect us with our passion here and now. We want to tell the news story of tennis all over the world, and we want you to be the author.
Introducing the TennisAppSuite, the all-in-one digital assistant for your tennis business needs. With state-of-the-art real-time on-court scorekeeping, draws and stats, the TennisAppSuite is designed for logistics, data management and communications, so you can run your league, tournament, ladder or charity event like a star and deliver more tennis with less work. Create your own virtual tennis club, manage your club and grow your tennis community with TennisAppSuite's robust capabilities. Search and book courts and tennis lessons within your area. Find and engage with new tennis players in your town. TennisAppSuite serves it all. Not only does TennisAppSuite allow you to create tennis events, it empowers the monetization of your tennis business services, generate sales through your own pro shop online, and offer advertising to local sponsors. TennisAppSuite is a multilingual global solution to your tennis business needs and is scalable worldwide. Discover what the TennisAppSuite can do for you.
Now that you're familiar with TAP's full potential and flexibility, it is time for you to unlock the power of this tool by adapting it to your needs and becoming the ambassador of this new revolution. The real change is at your door. Allow technology to be your ally. Let it help you enhance your abilities. From now on, there are no limits and there are no barriers for you. From now on, we will let progress take its course. Take this opportunity to improve without any limitations. The real tennis revolution is at your fingertips. Become a TAPS ambassador.